in high definition. This is CBS 2 News at 11 a.m.
Good morning, I'm Ken Shockner.
And I'm Sabila Vargas. Welcome to CBS 2 News at 11 a.m. Our top story on CBS 2 News, Pasadena police is responding to strong criticisms over the police shooting death of a college student. CBS 2's Cara Finstrom spoke with him this morning as the chief took to the airwaves.
Well, I think it's very hurtful for a lot of people in Pasadena. The reality is,
Police Chief Philip Sanchez used radio waves to reach out to Pasadenans outraged by the March 24th shooting death of Kendrec McDade.
This kid had to show you a gun before you can unload on him like that.
McDade's family has filed a lawsuit against the Pasadena PD, alleging a pattern of abuse. They're asking whether Kendrec would have been shot as quickly if he wasn't a 19-year-old black man. His father spoke on KJLH radio 24 hours before the chief.
You know, just to try to put a stereotype on somebody, you know, they don't really even know. They never been around them, you know, never had the chance to have contact with him, so they never know how good of a person he was.
Chief Sanchez says the shooting was set into motion by a false 911 call. Oscar Carrillo, who allegedly had his backpack stolen, told CBS 2 he said the robbers were armed so officers would get there faster. Officers say when McDade reached towards his waist, they believed he was armed, which he was not, and fired.
that the caller did, in fact, introduce a firearm into his initial statement to the police dispatcher. That's concerning. It's concerning because it increases the officer's level of hypervigilance. What could occur? What's possible?
The McDade's lawsuit also alleges Kendrec was handcuffed after he was shot and not given first aid as he tried to talk to officers. He later died at the hospital.
The investigation will clearly determine all that information, and then it will assess it from a broader perspective of what was appropriate, what was not.
Tonight, Pasadena's Latino leaders will meet privately with the chief. Jurado Ertll says they don't want Carrillo scapegoated, but their larger concern is securing protocol changes to protect all minority youth, especially from so-called waistband shootings.
But that's the style, especially in hip-hop, and they pull them up. They're always pulling them up because the pants tend to fall down. And especially if a young man is running, he tends to keep pulling them up.
Carrillo is being monitored with an ankle bracelet. Officials say his deportation to Mexico is on hold while the DA decides whether to file charges against him, and the investigation into McDade's death continues. In Pasadena, Cara Finstrom, CBS 2 News.